Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Game Vortex. And today I wanted to tell you something very interesting. I hope that you will enjoy listening to it. I wanted to ask you to give a chance and play the Yakuza series on the PlayStation if you still haven't played it. With the recent release of the Yakuza 0 that came out, it's an excellent chance for anyone who hasn't played this game to jump in because it's actually a prequel to the Yakuza 1. And that game has been out for a while. I'm talking Yakuza 1. It's already 6 Yakuza games. I think the 6th one is coming soon. And basically, this is a perfect chance for anyone to jump in. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about this game and how I became a big fan of this series. First of all, when I used to have a PlayStation 2 back in the days, I used to live in the UK and I came to Thailand to visit my girlfriend's family at that time. So I ended up going to Chinatown and I got my PlayStation 2 chipped in order to pay basically burn CDs. And I went to this shop that used to sell a lot of cheap CDs. I mean, I spent like £10 and I probably bought like 20, 30 CDs with games. So until I came back and I started going through them, I was like, what is this game? And I saw this picture of Yakuza basically with the back tattooed and everything. And I mean, I fell in love with this game. I fell in love with it and it became one of the best and most loved franchises that I've ever played on any console or PC, period. And for the following reasons that I'm going to tell you right now. When I used to play on the PlayStation 1 and PS1, PS2, and also, all those games like Contra on the NES, SNES, on the Genesis, there's been a lot of games on Neo Geo as well. I used to always enjoy playing like co-op games, beat 'em up games, like Double Dragon and so on and so forth. And there was one game on PlayStation 1 in particular that me and my friend just used to play religiously. I think it was called Fighting Force, where you basically choose like one of the 4 characters and just go through the levels, bashing people around, breaking heads and stuff like that. It was fascinating at that time and I really enjoyed that. And I kind of missed those games a lot. And with proliferation of first-person shooters, and as you can see, the first-person shooters and action games have started dominating the market so much. This kind of a unique games, these gems from different studios have started to disappear, and I think it's our duty as a gamers to keep the market diversified and support companies that try to do something different or they're trying to get old genres of games back. So Yakuza, it's a kind of a beat-em-up game with some RPG elements and incredible fighting system, rewarding, satisfying. What kind of a game is it? Well, for me, the most important thing was the story. The story in this game is incredible. If you are a fan of crime stories and mafia, Yakuza, things like that, you watch some Takeshi Kitano movies and enjoy this kind of a stories, you will feel right at home because the story is written masterfully. And I don't think I've played any game with a better story that had me gripped from the very beginning until the very end of the game. There has been times when I would just sit and play through without going to have any kind of like side quest or anything like that. I would just play in order to reach the next cutscene, and the cutscenes are just amazing. I mean, they can take anywhere from a couple of minutes to 10-15 minutes to go through, and I absolutely enjoyed it, watching it from beginning to end. And I would just play, as I said, just to get to the next cutscene without ignoring all the side quests and things like that to do. So story is number one. The story is amazing. And you should definitely give it a go. Even though I played Yakuza 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think the stories are just excellent in all of those games. I don't know how can they do it for the 7th time in a row, but they do manage. They have very fleshed out characters, unlike a lot of games who may introduce 2, 3 characters and sometimes develop them, sometimes don't develop them properly. In the Yakuza game, you have a dozen of sole characters on the side, and each one is very well developed, and you actually care about this person, and you feel the sense of connection between these characters, the motivation. The voice acting is superb always. So the first part of the game was obviously dubbed in English. There's a lot of swearing, so just be careful if you have kids around. but every other part from there was in Japanese, originally with subtitles and translated menus, obviously. And I don't mind that. I rather play games the same way I watch movies, in the original form with subtitles, so I can better understand, get a better experience and exposure to that thing just the way it was meant to be. We should be actually thankful, because the Yakuza is a big series in Japan, a very big series. It's actually a console seller for the PlayStation in general. And Sega tried to release it in America and it failed miserably, to be honest. And they said that they have no interest of bringing this series back. But because so many die-hard fans were actually asking for them for so long, and Sony also helped to chip in, they actually started to bring out these uncensored versions, because before they were planning to censor them, because there's some things you probably will be shocked by, but in any case, it's uncensored in its full form and how it's supposed to be played. And then again, moving on to the next thing, the combat is amazing. I mean, in the beginning, it'll probably feel a little bit vague and a little bit too simple, but it's damn satisfying. Like, it's brutal, but not brutal in a sense like you breaking arms and legs and stuff, but you'll see blood, obviously, and stuff like that. You can take a bicycle and just beat someone with a bicycle. You have excellent finishing moves, and it is rewarding and surprisingly satisfying. You just like, there would be thugs running around you, like after you. In other games, you'll probably get tired with when the NPCs just like constantly attacking you. But in this game, you're actually looking for trouble. So fighting is amazing, and once you progress in the game, learn new moves, unlock new abilities, it becomes very deep. There's also secret like martial artists that can teach you new styles. So definitely one of the best aspects of the game. Now, this is not really an open world game. It feels like it is, or they say that it is, but it's actually based in Kamurocho, which is, I think, is based on Shinjuku in Tokyo. It's a very interesting and very true to life representation. I think it's Kabukicho or something like that. And you're basically in that big sandbox where you walk around. The city is dense, but you have invisible walls that you cannot go up. But it doesn't matter, because moving on to the next part, it's so authentic and so real that you just want to stay in this world. And I'm a big fan of Japan. I've been there before, and the feeling and everything just gets me feel like I'm there again, and I absolutely adore that. And that world, the amount of side quests and activities and games and mini games and other things that you can do is just insane. Like, it's insane. If you play the story by yourself from start to finish without any side quests, it'll probably take you about 20 hours. If you go and do every single side quest and other activity, you probably can stretch this game to 100 hours, easily to 100 hours. I mean, I have never platinumed the game, but I wish I could, because the amount of stuff that you need to do and collect is just astronomical. I mean, if I had hundreds of hours to spare, I'll probably do that. But a lot of time I end up playing for the story. I might occasionally steer off and do some side quests. And after that, yeah, I'll just continue playing the game until I finish the story, and I might go back and do something after it. And the amount of things that you can do, just to let you know, there are like mini games, for example, like American or European Western style mini games like poker, blackjack, and so on. There's also Asian ones, like, so there's gambling, there's underground fight clubs, there's hostess bars, yeah. If you know what it is, you can check it out. You get girlfriends and stuff like that. You're spending money, and it's a whole system. There's karaoke, there is batting games, there's golf, there's pool, there's a million flipping things to do in that game. It's like, it's not even a tip of the iceberg of what I told you. If you want, you can watch the Angry Joe's review of Yakuza 0 and let me know what you think after that, because I think you will not be disappointed, because he played it for the first time as well and he loved it. And what else is there in the game? I mean, as I said, the atmosphere is great, the characters are developed, and even in side quests, the characters that you see in the side quest are very well developed, and you actually care about doing and helping people and solving the issues and problem. You actually kind of connect even with the side characters, which not many games can actually accomplish. So for me, this series is amazing. I never finished Yakuza 5, if I'm not mistaken, because both of my PS3s broke down, and I just didn't want to buy another one because for some reason Sony still doesn't want to reduce the price of the PlayStation 3, even though it's been on the market for over 10 years, and I'm not paying $300 for it right now. I'll wait maybe for something to happen. Hopefully they're not going to discontinue it. And then they announced obviously Yakuza 0, that is coming. That actually came out already. I'm going to pick that up soon. Then I have Yakuza Kiwami, I think it's called. It's basically a remake, an HD remake of the original Yakuza series. So if you played Yakuza 0 and you like it, you can go and pick that one up when it came out, when it will come out. And then you can go and play Yakuza 6 when that comes out. If you don't want to play or don't have the opportunity to play the other ones, you can just watch a summary of the story. They usually do that in every Yakuza game. Even inside the game, you can see what happened in the previous game in a big detailed story video. So yeah, please support Sega, support any kind of companies that bring us this kind of games, not exactly like Yakuza I'm saying, but something unique, something different, something that was there in the past and got overshadowed and just suppressed by this just obscene, ridiculous domination of first-person shooters, which basically do the same thing over and over again and rarely have any kind of decent story. I mean, I'm not talking, of course, about Doom and stuff but you know what I mean, right? We get a lot of first-person shooters and we don't get a lot of those hidden gems that the people actually are missing from the past or have never even tried before. Support Sega, as I said. Go and play Yakuza 0 if you have a PlayStation 4, and then tell me what you think. If you are a fan of the series, please also let me know in the comments why do you like this game and what do you like the most about this game. And if you're not a fan of the game, why would you not give it a chance? Or if you did give it a chance, why you didn't like it? So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel. I would love to read your comments, and I always strive to do my best. I do most of my recordings in one go. I don't do it just, as I say, like for fun. Then edit it, the shit out of it, and then put it online basically. Apologize for any kind of inconsistencies or anything that you're gonna hear there. And I hope to see you all on the next episode of Game Vortex. Sayonara.